So let's go ahead and hit the record, and it's recording. So there we go. So good morning, everybody. As always, welcome to the channel, and thanks for stopping by for a few. I'm just breaking out some more gear boxes here, and good morning. So let's see, what do we have here this morning? So I currently am at Watson Lake Park, and I'm getting ready, excuse the loud clicks there, but I'm getting ready to do some tutorial videos today with Drone Harmony. So doing some more testing and experimentation, and this time around I'm bringing it to the whole YouTube audience. I've actually put up several videos on Drone Harmony for my Patreon channel, and thanks to everyone who's on the Patreon channel, by the way. I appreciate the subscribers and the channel support. And for everyone else, so I have been doing some testing recently with Drone Harmony. Let me close this door really quick. And getting some interesting results, and I'm enjoying the experience of testing out yet another autonomous flight app. Now, today, I'm confining myself to a very small area. We're just going to do some waypoint testing with Drone Harmony and go through some of its autonomous features. That's going to be a completely different video than this one. In this one, though, I wanted to talk to you for a few minutes about autonomous flight. Specifically, I want to talk about doing autonomous drone flight and using Google Earth as your planning tool, or even Google Maps. Now, the reason I want to talk about this is because discussions that I've had with other people regarding doing autonomous flight and planning flights before heading out to a location. One of the really nice things with a lot of these applications, Drone Harmony, Ground Station Pro, Map Pilot, Litchi, you can do a lot of pre-planning. You can set things up from the comfort of your office or even sitting on your couch. These applications allow you to plan your flights, and then you can go out and fly the locations after you've finished your planning, which is really great. You know, that's an amazing feature, and it lets you get ready for doing a client job site. Now, here's where I have a bit of an issue with pre-planning. So I've been doing this for several years now, and while doing that pre-planning from home or office is fantastic, oftentimes you're relying on Google Maps to show you the area that you're going to be flying. And in many cases, Google Maps and Google Earth is not up to date. It's not even close to being up to date. So when you're sitting around planning out an area, planning out this area right here, or one of the construction sites that I'm working on, or the ranch progression property that I was working on just yesterday, changes in the landscape, changes in structures, changes in power poles or cell towers, all of these changes are not immediately updated on Google. And oh, we've got one of the Park Services trucks coming through. Sorry about that. Doing their little patrols. I gotta say, the Prescott area city parks are fantastic, and you're gonna see some more of the Granite Dells today and Watson Lake, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's a gorgeous place. Okay, so anyways, Google Earth is not perfectly up to date. So when you're doing planning for your autonomous flights, you are making some assumptions that, hey, Google Earth is accurate. No, it's not. So I'm putting up on screen here as we're talking about this, a sample of Google Earth from one of the construction sites that I've been working on since July. And when you look at Google Earth and you plug in the address of the location, it shows that there's a road in there, and there's some houses around that road area, and there's some hotels. And then there's this open area, this open piece of land that, you know, looks like nothing is going on there. But in fact, there is a new luxury apartment complex going in there. There are structures that are several stories high. There's a tower in there that's several stories high. There's construction equipment in there. There's still building in progress. And if I had just planned my first flight for that location based on Google Earth only, I would be looking at an open area, a big open field area, which is no longer a big open field area. So while I took a quick look at Google Earth and Google Maps, I insisted on taking a drive out to the customer location to take a look at what was really there and what structures were really there and how we were going to represent the progress. I had to walk that entire construction site. I had to mark out waypoint areas for Ground Station Pro, for Map Pilot, and for Litchi. And the planning that I did from the couch was completely incorrect about the height of structures. So if I was just looking at that Google Earth area, planning a flight, and then I just showed up and flew it, I might be flying into the sides of buildings or something. So while that pre-planning is fantastic, you still have to check the site location. And while we're using autonomous flight, you can't blindly believe in a Google Earth map today because things might have changed. As I was doing the progression of that particular construction site, a tower went up in the center of the construction site that I was unaware of when I was speaking with the construction personnel. So it's a clock tower. But when I started planning my initial flights, a few months in, when that tower was erected, I had to reconsider where I was flying. So in the end, doing pre-planning for your autonomous flights, for your client locations, is a fantastic exercise, and it might help you get prepared for doing the job. But until you land yourself on that construction location, things aren't set in stone. So make sure that you've got some flexibility in mind when you're going to a new job site. That, yes, I took a look at Google Earth. Google Earth showed me these things around this area, and it might be inaccurate and new construction might have happened. Case in point, I'm planning on doing another flight to demonstrate the features of drone harmony. So that's going to be in an upcoming episode. And I'm going to be specifically focusing around a cell tower because they have what's called a cell tower scan. Now, when you look at the Google Earth maps at the particular cell tower that we're going to be doing, that cell tower does not exist on Google Earth. It's not there. You can zoom all the way in. And I just drove by the cell tower yesterday. So I've seen it. I've confirmed, hey, you're a real cell tower. And when I go to do planning back on my couch, that's not there. So I can't really perform all of my planning before the flight. So in the end, I have to go to that location. I have to fly the drone above the tower location. I've got to make a point of interest for myself that I'm going to use as reference for that cell tower scan down the road. But if I was just relying on Google Earth, I would think there's no cell tower there at all. And that tower's been there for quite a while. So how frequently does Google Earth update? I don't know. But you should always treat it as suspect until you actually physically go to the location. So not just things like small obstructions, but what if we have power lines in there? What if we put stop lights in there? What if maybe we've got some things on the rooftop that have guy wires on them and the wires are coming out and you wanted to do an orbit around a rooftop, but there's obstructions not showing up on those maps. All of those things can only be accounted for when you're doing an in-person visit. So while pre-planning is awesome, you're still going to have to put boots on the ground. As a matter of fact, the other week I took one of my students out who popped up from Phoenix, and thanks for the visit, by the way, and they were most surprised by the fact that I actually was still interested in walking the site, even though I've been documenting the site for more than half a year, that I'd still take the time to walk around in that site. I took the time to walk around in that site because new things could have popped up that I don't know about. And given the particular video time-lapse missions that I'm doing and still photography time-lapses for them and the ortho mosaics, I like to verify every time I get to the location. It takes a few extra minutes, but it's worth it because otherwise you could be wrecking your drones, damaging property because you were basing things on a map that is not fully accurate. All right, I'm gonna break out the rest of my stuff and then I'm gonna start working on another video, just doing some simple autonomous flight with drone harmony and actually creating a flight path, a waypoint path that could be used in time-lapse videos or time-lapse still photos, because that is a big thing that a lot of construction sites are looking for. They want to see their progress. So this should be something, if you're interested in dealing with construction sites, you should be very interested in how you can create your autonomous plans in person on location and reuse those autonomous plans over and over again to provide something that a lot of construction businesses are looking for. All right, let's go ahead and stop this one, and then I'm gonna get everything else set up here. And if you stay tuned to the channel, you'll see some of this on channel really soon. As always, thanks for stopping by and hanging out. It's appreciated.